Hey, this is Rich from New Memphis, and today we're painting my Knight of Shrouds on Ethereal Steed. I'm actually really excited to start working on these because they've been sitting on my shelf, primed but not painted for the last couple of months now. But these are the last two models I need to get painted before my Night Haunt army is, well, fully painted, so honestly, let's just get started. My paint is going to have to be really, really thin to keep the highlights from when it was primed. So I'm going to use water, a lot of water, matte medium, and some Vallejo black red to make a very, very thin glaze that I can use on the horse's skin. Don't worry if it looks a little pale. Ghostly and desaturated is kind of what we're going for. I tried adding just a touch of black to make the second horse a little bit darker, but, well, it was just way too much. But we don't waste on this channel, so we're gonna roll with it. It's still pretty well thinned and should still work for the horse, so let's see how this looks. Not bad so far. It does still need some time to dry though, so I broke out the Vallejo Old Gold and used that on the swords, the helmets, and the chainmail beneath their ghostly cloaks. I think oily steel is an underrated paint. I used that on the horse's helmets, and used a very thin white to reinforce the bones. Not bad so far, but they'll still need a few washes and quite a bit of detail work before they're done. I started out by painting the horse's tails with London Grey, and then painting them with the original color just to help differentiate them a little bit. Next I took care of the scabbards, including the first layer we'll need for the hourglass. Then got to work putting a dark wash on everything that was gold. To match the rest of my Night Haunt army, I applied a wash made from Vallejo London Grey to the cloak on my knight. Then used a pale blue to reinforce the hourglass. I keep a homemade brown wash on hand made from acrylic ink, and I applied that just to the horns. For the rest of the bones, we're actually going to mix together a yellow wash to make them look dry and aged. For that we'll need a lot of water, matte medium, and the specific yellow I'm using is Vallejo Buff. Mine turned out a little thicker than I would have liked, but I don't think it'll matter on a busy tabletop. We're not going for show quality here. Okay, just a few more details and we'll be ready to go. I dry brushed some silver onto the helmets because they felt way too dark, then used the black wash for the scabbard and to fix any parts of the chainmail that got covered in gray. To match the rest of my Night Haunt army, I used Carroburg Crimson on magical items like the sword and the hourglass. While I originally intended to leave it as is, I really wasn't happy with how the crossguards looked, so I painted them black and dry brushed them with gold. I have to admit, I'm actually a little sad to finish these, knowing they'll just be sitting on my shelf now. At least for me personally, I feel like having these figures on such a banal green base just makes them look all the more uncanny, even if it does kind of look like they're haunting a golf course. And finally, our last step was just a very simple dry brush of white on the swords to help bring out the detail, along with on the knights and the horse's skin. And there they are. While I am a little bit sad that this project is over, it feels really good to be able to add these to my Nighthaunt army. And even though I definitely shouldn't go out and just buy even more Nighthaunt figures, boy do I want to right now because these models just look so good. I love them so much. But first I have to finish my Memphis Necrons, which I need a better name for plant robots, and these pretty damaged Gene Stealer cults that I bought a few months ago. Both those projects are coming up, so stay tuned if you want to see more, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.